Hello and welcome to the Flix Capacitor Podcast, hosted by two guys who met on TikTok, who love movies and kiss sometimes. Just kidding. We haven't met, but we will at some point. We're definitely gonna kiss at some point.
Yep, it's me, Parker McNerney.
Oh yeah, my name is Parker, and that's Broen. I'm Broen McCloskey. McCloskey. It's McCloskey, but
it's McCloskey.
McCloskey.
It's
how I remember it is like close the door with the key. Even though it's McCloskey.
It's McCloskey, but people always say McClowski, and so.
Oh, did I know?
Yeah, and what does McClowski sound like? What's a movie character that sounds like McClowski?
Monsters Inc., right?
Yes, Mike Wazowski. Yes.
Thank you.
Dude,
I was like spacing so hard.
That was my fucking middle name, or not middle nickname in middle school and high school. Fucking Mike Wazowski.
That was legally my middle name until I changed it last year. Dude,
people would see me and be like, Bro McCloskey, Mike Wazowski.
We both have like annoying last names, and I already assumed that you got like the wrong It's not o'clock. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Thank you, because I got them all the time as a kid. Like I'm McNerney, but I would get McNeary or McNarna, and I'm like, dude, like you're adding and taking away letters. Just read. Literally just read.
We're both.
It's fine.
Both of our last names are Big M, Little C, and then Big
letter.
Because I'm M, Little C, Big C. You're M, Little C, Big N.
Yeah, and honestly, why do that? You know, like, are you Irish?
Because it's
Is that
cool.
where you get the Mick?
Scottish.
Okay. Okay. So I'm part Irish, so that's where dude, it's dumb. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Our ancestors who could not care that we exist are probably, you know, in heaven or hell or whatever.
Well,
and
did
they're like,
you know?
wow, look at these two little fucks.
I actually learned that. There's years of generations of our family and ancestors fighting in wars and stuff, and here you and I are talking. They're like, "Oh, so what'd you think of this movie, huh?"
Our last names are stupid.
You know, I actually found this has nothing to do with movies, but I recently found out that MC is like a European version of putting son at the end of the last name, like Johnson
really?
Or Williamson. It's like
really?
Like at one point my family's name was Klosky, and at one point your family's name was Nerney, and then you put the Mick.
Interesting.
So it's like, yeah. I learned that and I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Do you watch Friends?
True, but fuck yeah.
Oh,
fuck anyone that says that Friends isn't funny. Fuck anyone that says that Friends isn't funny. High five. Boom.
Boom. Dude, yes, absolutely. People are like, Friends is overrated. I'm like, your mom is overrated. Friends is the best show ever made. And it reminded me, this conversation reminded...
It's not the best show ever made, but it's good. It's great.
All right, well, agree to disagree. It's okay that you're wrong. And so I was thinking about the episode when they were like talking about somebody with the name Goldman, and they were like, "Why is it not Spider-Man?" And they were like, "Because it's Goldman is a last name, so why is it not Spider-Man?" And I don't know why, that just made me think about that. But anyway, hey, Merry Christmas, guys! It's
Merry
post-Christmas.
Christmas. Woo!
Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. I believe
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah!
I'm totally kidding. If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's totally fine.
Was Kwanzaa yesterday? I think it was yesterday. But anyway,
don't know.
I'm ignorant on the fact. I'm just a dumb white American who celebrates Christmas and enjoys the presents.
Yep. And then by the
okay, love you. Bye.
This will be uploaded on the 30th, so it's not quite New Year's, but Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Yeah. And because of Broen, We are recording this 2 hours and 45 minutes before it comes out. So,
well, I just moved and I just started a new job. So cut me some fucking slack, Parker.
Sure he did. Sure, guys. Anyway, movie news. Dude, you and I are just so not on it today, but who gives a fuck? You know, it's the end of the year.
One of these days we should have an episode. One of these days we should have an episode where there's not a specific topic. It's not doesn't even necessarily have to be about movies. It's just like we just hit record and go.
Let's get stoned beforehand. Oh yeah. Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
weed is tight.
I've recently gotten high for the first time. I've talked to you about it, and
yes, you did.
A few more times, like taken a mint and gotten it like not stoned, but like a little high enough to like have the munchies, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, without recollection, ordered over $30 of Sonic via Uber Eats twice. Yeah, dude. Every time my mom was like, "Who's here?" at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, "I don't fucking know." And I look, and there's like dropping off 3 milkshakes and 10 burgers or something like that. And so I've noticed
2 large
that
orders of mozzarella sticks.
Oh, dude, dude. Say what you want about Sonic, their mozzarella sticks bang. Okay?
Fire.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I could eat those forever. But I'm definitely gonna gain some weight if I keep getting stoned, because that is like the biggest thing I do when I'm like a little high is I'm like, oh fuck, there's chicken Alfredo in the fridge. Yeah. Oh, sincerely, yesterday I ate. Okay, I had Sour Patch Kids, like half of a box, then chicken Alfredo, some baked hot Cheetos, and then spaghetti and meatballs, all within like 2 hours. I felt like fucking shit afterward. I had so much heartburn and I was so full. It's dangerous. Anyway, yeah, let's definitely get high and then just start recording. That'd be so funny.
You know, okay, so now that I live in New Mexico, I'd like to say that this is all legal. I do not support
Me too.
I do not support underage or illegally smoking of the weed.
Agree.
Or any
I don't
or
smoke,
any of that.
but it's legal where I live. But yeah, I don't smoke.
It's legal where I live. I am of age. I am above the age of 21, and I
you
recently,
have to be 21?
Yeah. I'm 23.
Well, I'm doing it I'm doing it a month beforehand. Whoops.
Damn it, Parker.
Delete the episode. They're coming for me.
FBI, open up!
Like, yeah, the door kicks to like comes run down from my ceiling. I'm like, anyway.
I was gonna say I went to a dispensary and I bought a pre-roll, but the only reason I bought the specific pre-roll was because it was called Bruce Banner.
That is fucking awesome.
And I haven't smoked it yet, but I'm really excited to. I haven't yet.
That's awesome.
Anyways,
there is a little bit of a delay for me. I'm not sure if the listeners will hear it, but if you guys are hearing it, just know we are aware and we are sorry. Movie news. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's stop talking about the weed. Okay. So
Sinner.
quick short movie news. Avatar: The Way of Water hit $1 billion.
Oh yeah, sure did.
And I think it still has.
No, go ahead. I'll ask you after. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is that I think it has to hit another $1 billion before it can break even.
Yeah, and it's only been out for what, 2 weeks? Not even.
Exactly.
Weeks, right?
Like by the looks of it, it's gonna hit it. Yeah.
The first one ran. Dude, how did people not trust him? Titanic ran in theaters for over a year. Avatar, he's had 2 and maybe now 3. We'll see how it goes, of the highest grossing films of all time, and people still doubt him. And it's just like the movies or not, it's gonna do well probably. You know,
the man is a mastermind.
He and I've been seeing a lot of behind the scenes for Avatar 2, and it's just so fascinating to me how those movies are made. And like we've seen motion capture, but this is just an entirely like another world,
whole
of
other
this.
level. Yeah.
They're in a
Yeah.
warehouse fucking shooting these movies, and now and then you see them and you're like, oh my god, like how I'm so grateful to like live in this time specifically for
Yeah.
movies. Everything else is
Yes.
terrible, but movies that are coming out are fantastic.
Well, I
And,
don't know. I think
yeah,
you know, I think it's nice living in this time because you know we don't own other people.
Some people are still owned by others. I mean,
Not in
you
this
know,
country.
It depends on. Yeah, not in this country. Yeah, you and I are good, but you know, for other people that don't look like us, maybe not so much.
Let's change the
but
subject now. I'm sorry I brought it up. That's
There are blue Avatar being mistreated, bro, and you piece of shit.
Okay.
I'm grateful, and these, you know, the motion capture underwater, I think, is the first time that has happened for this movie.
probably.
And I did not know that it was Kate Winslet that was like the wife of the Water Tribe man. I did not know that.
I still can't believe you didn't know that.
I had
She
no
literally-
fucking idea.
She broke the record for longest an actor has held their breath underwater.
I saw that. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Good for her.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
yeah,
Tom
that's
Cruise.
fucking awesome.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise.
Fuck
I
you,
hate
Scientology.
Yeah, dude. Fuck you, Scientology. Tom Cruise, if you weren't a Scientologist, your teeth would look better. On to the next question.
What were you gonna say? You're gonna ask me something.
Oh, man. That was like an hour ago. Oh, do you think it's deserving? The movie itself.
Yes,
I think I'd agree.
I think it is deserving.
agree
I
with
think
you.
it was a great movie. We talked about it in the last episode. I think it was a great movie. I loved it, and I cannot wait to watch it again.
Yeah, I do want to watch it again. Under maybe different circumstances, which I've talked about before, so I'm not going to get into them. But 2022 has been a great year for film.
Hell of a year. Yep.
A fantastic year. Honestly, like I know like a lot of the movies, a lot of the, you know, the quote unquote good movies come out towards the end of the year for Oscar season, but throughout the entire year we had some fantastic great movies. And I'm not losing
Sorry,
my
I'm just
mind. You
moving
just
my
moved
setup.
the computer, right?
I just
okay,
moved.
okay.
I'm moving my setup.
I just saw you you moving. I was like, am I accidentally high again? Like, what is happening right now? But yeah, dude, this is a great year. I'm excited to get into our list. Stop, dude. Everybody makes fun of me for doing that. It's like my brain is catching up to my mouth, and so you should at some point have a compilation throughout all the episodes and be like, you know what I mean? But anyway, if you didn't read the title for the episode, which you probably did, we are ranking our top 10 movies of 2022.
Well, not-
bottom.
It's not like ranking them. It's our top. Just we're listing
Yeah.
off our top 10 favorite movies.
Yes, better wording. Thank you. And then we're listing our bottom 5 of the year that we had seen, obviously. And then we're also going to quickly cover a few movies that each of us hadn't seen, that we wanted to see and we just didn't get to, that we are fairly sure would make the cut if we had seen them.
Right.
Go ahead and list off your if I had seen them list.
Okay. So this list is probably gonna piss some people off because it's kind of long, and I don't know. It's been a super busy and kind of a shitty year for me.
Yeah, it has.
So like a lot of good stuff. What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. You're just a piece of shit. It's all good.
So
Go ahead.
I will get around to these movies eventually, hopefully sooner than later. But yeah. So the first one, and again, this is really going to piss people off. I have yet to see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It is going to piss some people off.
I know, and I understand. I get it. I get it. I just haven't watched it yet. And it's not that I don't want to. I just haven't yet. It kind of flew under the radar for me, which I know some people are going to be like, how did that fall under the radar for you? I don't know. It just did, okay? Leave me alone.
To be honest, in
Up
your
next.
defense,
Yeah.
if you don't see a movie in the theater, it is very difficult to watch it for a while without spending $20 to stream it for a night.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think, just recently became streamable without spending $20, like a few months
It's
ago.
on.
So it's
last time I checked, it was on Showtime, which I've already created a free trial account, so I'm gonna watch it.
Brianna did that too, literally just so we could watch a movie. It's because like I hate when you Google what's this movie on. It's like, oh, it's on Paramount Plus. You click it, it's like, yeah, if you have the Showtime subscription, bitch.
Yes.
And you're like, well,
yes,
that's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's so annoying.
go ahead.
Okay, so next up we have X and Pearl. Still haven't seen them. I own them. I just haven't watched them yet.
You're welcome.
I still haven't seen The Northman, which I loved.
Me
The
neither.
Lighthouse, which is the same director. I forgot his name.
Yeah. Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. I heard Northman was incredible. I've yet to watch it. I'm gonna get to it eventually. I haven't seen Violent Night. It's a brand new release, so I do have an excuse on why I haven't seen it, because it's brand new and I haven't seen it yet. But I really want to. I haven't yet. This is another brand new one that's literally, since the time of recording, it's only been out for like 4 days, and that's the Matilda musical. I'm a theater kid. I love musicals, so I'm really excited for this one. I just haven't watched it yet. Terrifier 2. I haven't seen the first one yet either, and I will get around to it. Bones and All. I just heard it was really good. I haven't seen a trailer. I just know it's Timothy Chalamet in it.
Yeah, it's about like cannibalism or something, right?
I think it's about like cannibalism, and I just haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's good. And then I have not seen All Quiet on the Western Front, which is, I love war movies, and everyone's talking about that this is the war movie of the year. Great, I'll watch it. I just haven't yet.
That's Netflix, right?
It's a Netflix one. And same with the Matilda
I thought so.
musical, and I just haven't watched it yet.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Right.
And then, of course, Babylon, which has only been out for like a week, and so I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So it's been a busy week.
It's also been a busy year for movies. There have been a lot of big good movies to go see this year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll
throw off my. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have seen the big ones. I've seen the big ones. So like my list is probably going to be a little basic because it's just kind of the big ones.
That's fine. I mean,
yeah.
People who like gatekeep movies suck anyway. So if you're like,
That's
you've
true.
only seen Top Gun this year, it's like, yeah, it's a good movie. Shut up.
It's a good fucking movie.
I've missed a good chunk. Mostly because a lot of movies didn't make it to like my AMC and they're just not streamable yet. But also it's, after a 9-hour shift that started at 5:00 in the morning, I do not want to go to the movies.
Right.
So there are a few that I missed. I'm just gonna throw them out there. I missed The Banshees of Inisherin. I missed After Sun. I missed The Northman, but I didn't have a ton of interest in the first place. I missed the new Pinocchio, the Guillermo del Toro one. I heard it's phenomenal.
Oh, that's another one. Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yes. I haven't seen that yet. I want to.
I missed Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I heard it's great. I missed Hustle, which is that basketball movie with Adam Sandler.
Right.
I am very sad to say I missed The Fabelmans. I have tried many times to go see it. It hasn't worked out for me. I haven't seen Pearl yet, even though I loved X. I didn't see the Weird Al movie. I didn't see Woman King. I didn't see Terrifier 2, even though I like the first one. I did not see Babylon, which just came out. I did not see Silent Night, like you said. I did not see Men, which I was somewhat interested in.
I heard that movie was fucking gross.
I heard so many things about that movie. I've heard a lot of people like, yeah, this was so disappointing, and others I'm like, oh, it's fantastic. So I don't know. I do want to watch it though. I missed Dog, which is just like a cute movie that I just wanted to see.
I've seen that. You can continue to miss it.
Okay, bummer. I missed Fall, which looked shitty, but I like those kinds of movies, so I was excited to see that one. I think I avoided this one subconsciously, which was Day Shift, which was a Stoop Dog vampire movie.
Oh, that's right.
That I had, yeah, and See How They Run, and I think those were all the big ones that I missed. Yeah, I think those were the big ones, but there were a few specifically that I threw on my list to talk about that I thought would definitely be on my top 10 if I had seen them. And that is The Banshees of Inisherin, The Whale, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's Tar with Cate Blanchett.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you pronounce it because there's like a dash on top of the A, and apparently there's like an accent there. I don't know, but I really want to watch Tar. So once it's out, I'm gonna grab it and watch it. So yeah, you and I missed a lot of good ones this year, but we also saw a lot of good ones this year. So
yes, we did.
Let's get to it, baby. Go ahead. You start number 10.
Oh, what do you want to do? Our 5 worst first?
That's a great idea. Forgot we were doing that. Go ahead.
Okay. Are we
do you want to do
from
like
number 1?
Oh, do you want to do like number 1 is the worst?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh fuck. All right. Cool.
You know what? All
right.
These movies are so bad, I don't even care about putting them in order.
Yeah. Same. Go ahead. List them off. We'll go back and forth. But go ahead.
So I got. Oh, you want to go back and forth?
Actually, no. You and I are so
okay,
scattered.
Because I'm not going to talk.
All 5
I'm not going to talk
I'll
about
do all
them.
5 of mine.
Yeah, because I'm not going to talk
ahead.
about them. Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder. Shit. Black Adam. Shit. Multiverse of Madness. Shit. Jurassic World Dominion. Shit. Halloween Ends. Shit. Halloween Ends would probably be the worst.
Yeah, it's it wasn't good. That's for sure. You know what's funny is I picked that one up on Blu-ray. I picked it up on Blu-ray today. It came out yesterday or on Tuesday.
Why?
Because I'm a completionist, and it would bug the hell out of me if I had every single Halloween movie except for the last one.
And that's fair.
I know.
I would have done the same thing.
It's a gift and a curse. My bottom 5 are The Lost City, starting. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The Lost City, starring Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock. Was super excited. I like bad rom-coms. It was not worth it. Morbius sucks.
I still haven't seen it, and I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's funny. It's worth a watch. Absolutely worth a watch. It's not as bad as everyone says, but it's not good either. Jurassic World Dominion. Fuck you, whoever directed and wrote that movie. Orphan First Kill. Terrible. And last but not least, Halloween Ends, because why? You know?
Why?
From start to finish, why? Who thought ending this franchise that's existed since 1978? Who thought that was the way to do it?
I don't know. It was terrible.
Anyway, I'm mad. All right, go ahead. Oh, do you have one honorable mention? Because I do.
I do have one honorable mention. I do. And what is it? The Black Phone.
I thought that was 2021.
Nope.
It says 2021 on Google.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God. Oh, wait.
Wait. What?
Hold on.
Is it?
It says, hold on. It says June 24th, 2022 on here.
Oh, you know what? I think it was a film festival. It was a film festival, and okay, I'm still counting it as 22. It was only shown at 2 film festivals in September and October. So I'm counting it as a 22 release, and it was at the end of the year. Black Phone. It was a great movie.
I didn't love that one. I
really liked it. I really liked it.
I was really into it until it was paranormal, and then I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I liked it. I thought it was a cool take. I
gave it a 7 out of 10.
That's probably what I gave it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You just have lower standards than I do. It's not a big deal. Go ahead and do your number 10.
Wait, did you have your honorable mention?
Oh yeah, I can do mine. Mine was Glass Onion. I really liked it. I thought it was. I thought it was. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really funny. I like whodunits a lot, and I you know, even though it didn't do a ton of new in the whodunit area, I still think it was great. And I thought it was really interesting that they talked about COVID and had masks on.
Mm-hmm.
That was fascinating. I was like, why are they doing this? Like, this has nothing to do with the movie, but I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, I really liked it. I think it's a good sequel.
It was pretty good. Not as good as the first, but it was good. I liked it.
All right, what's your number 10, baby?
Number 10. The greatest, well, no, the second greatest video game movie of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Have you seen it?
I sure have.
You didn't like it?
I will say this. I am not a Sonic game fan. Like, I had one of the Sonic games on my GameCube as a kid, but I'm not a gamer. Like, I'm not, so it didn't hold any special place in my heart. So seeing it, especially after not seeing the first one, was just like, it's fun. Okay.
Oh, well, you haven't even... Okay, so I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm the same. Like, I didn't really grow up with Sonic. Of course, I knew who Sonic was. Of course, I had played his games, but, like, he wasn't...
Yeah.
Like the day they make a Crash Bandicoot movie, I am their opening night first showing. Or a Sly Cooper movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw the first like half hour of the first one, so I knew all the characters, luckily.
Yeah.
My biggest thing with the second one was just like this it came out a while ago. Was like the subplot of
the wedding.
That wedding and shit. Yeah, that was just like so random to me.
Yeah, but I just loved, because Knuckles has always been my favorite, and so seeing him, like, he did not disappoint in any way. Knuckles did not disappoint. And then, spoiler alert, at the end when Sonic went supersonic, I almost jumped out of my seat. I got like, it was like I felt like I just watched Captain America lift Mjolnir again.
All right, that is absurd. That is so funny to me. I love that.
I was like, oh my god, he's going supersonic. He's going supersonic.
If it makes you feel any better, my 8-year-old cousin also was very excited during that part.
Yeah, dude, my 8-year-old inner self was coming out.
Cool. My number 10. Don't care about. It's okay. There are one or two on my list where you're gonna be like, "Fuck you, I don't like that movie," so it's okay.
Okay.
Number 10 for me, which I feel is a lot higher on your list, is Jordan Peele's Nope.
Okay. Elaborate. Elaborate.
Yeah, I just like literally 2 days ago rewatched this because Brianna hadn't seen it. So we were gonna have her on this episode, and she was like, I haven't seen a few of the biggest releases this year, and so I was like, let's get to them really quick. And so we watched Nope. 4K looks great, by the way.
Yes.
It is a great movie. I really like the movie. The only things that keep it from being higher for me, is it felt the least thought out of his 3 movies. Like, I feel like the script could have had like maybe one more run through. I feel like I didn't get, even though I was with the characters for the movie, I feel like I didn't get enough time with them, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just feel like the character, I guess, development was not an afterthought, but it was just kind of like, oh, this happened, now they're this way. And you know what I mean? And last but not least, the ending was just a little underwhelming for the, and this was the third time I had watched it. And the ending was just a little like, oh, it just sucked up the balloon and blew up. Like, that's it. I still love the movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I own it. I love the way it looks. The other ones I thought were just worked more for me.
Okay. I will wait to say my thoughts when we get to my ranking of that movie. which yes,
Let's just
it
jump
is
to
a lot
Browen's
higher.
number one, which is Nope. Just kidding.
It's not number one.
zero.
It's not number one. Yeah, I will say this: it is in my top 5.
I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is in
But
my
I
top 5.
also think there are a few on my list that you haven't seen. So there's also that. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And maybe vice versa. So
Yeah.
what's your number?
There's
your number
definitely so number 9 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That was almost an honorable mention for me. I really love
Oh.
that movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
It has been so long since I've laughed that hard in the theater.
Dude, I
Like-
agree. I absolutely agree. That movie is
Like-
fucking the entire bit of them being on acid is so fucking
Oh
good.
my
it's so
God.
funny.
When
It's
Pedro
so good.
when Pedro's character, I forgot his name, but when his character, when they're running and he just gets hit by the car, I just about pissed my pants. I was laughing
The best-
so hard.
One of my favorite moments is when he's like, "What are your favorite movies?" He's like, "I have 2," and then he says his first one is whatever Nick Cage film, and then he's
that
like,
cabinet
"What's number
one."
2?" Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, no, yeah, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and then he goes, "Paddington 2," and he's like,
Yeah.
"What?" And then you see them finish the movie, and Nick Cage is crying. He goes, "Paddington 2 is incredible." Dude, that's so funny. That's such a good
Oh
scene.
my gosh.
I really
And-
love that movie.
That movie was a love letter to Nick Cage. You know, it was
From
like
from Nick Cage.
from Nick Cage. It was everything it was supposed to be. You know, like I went
And
in
it
with,
works.
I went in with expectations, and it was met to every level.
Yeah.
You know, like it was that movie was exactly what it should have been, and I loved every second of it.
I absolutely agree. And something that I have not seen anybody talk about is the de-aging of Nicolas Cage when he's talking to his younger self.
Little
It
Nicky, when
looks
he's talking to Little Nick, yes.
very good. And I was
It looks-
watching. Do you watch Corridor Crew on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
The VFX artists react people.
Oh yes. Sorry, I misheard
Yes.
you. Yes, I love them. Love
No,
them.
that's okay. They just did an episode like a couple days ago. They looked at the VFX for this movie, the de-aging, and it's apparently he's talking to the version of himself that was on some talk show in 1990, who in this like crazy, absurd, douchey Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And like they copied the look from that interview, same outfit, same hair, whatever. And they came to the conclusion, or I guess a theory, that it's actually a deep fake, the de-aging. So it's still de-aging, but they used a lot of deep fake technology as
Yeah.
opposed to de-aging technology like we've seen in the past.
Well, honestly, nowadays deep faking is looking a hell of a lot more realistic than some of the CGI de-aging. I mean, look at, for example, I know you haven't seen it, but for our listeners, what?
I know what you're going to talk about. Are you going to talk about
Okay.
Luke Skywalker?
Yep.
Yep.
Look at the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker. That's CGI and it looks bad. And then look at the Luke Skywalker in Book of Boba Fett and it's deep fake and it looks perfect.
Looks so good. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. And deep fakes online, like there's like the Obama one, and there's the Morgan Freeman and like the Tom Cruise ones, and like those look incredible. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Like that is where the uncanny valley starts to go away. It's like
Yes.
the human eye starts to not realize that that's not Morgan Freeman. You know, I think the only thing they could work on is maybe how emotive they are, but even then, it's like it's hard to tell, and it looks great in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and that's a great movie.
Absolutely.
I love it. Almost
Yeah.
made my list. Almost.
Okay, what's your number 9?
Woo! Bullet Train, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
You know what?
yeah.
That's my
I
number.
love Bullet Train.
That's my number 8. Let's just talk about it.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh man, I saw this movie twice in theaters. I saw it with my mom, and then I saw it with my grandpa. Neither of them were that into it, and for obvious reasons. But I loved it.
Oh my gosh. I've only seen it once. I saw it in the theater. I need to see it again. It's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it again. I loved it. That's another movie where I went in with expectations and they were all met. Like, it was exactly what it's supposed to be.
I went in with lower expectations because the trailer for that movie is a little, the trailer for that movie is a little deceiving. Not in terms of story, but just in, it was just so much more well put together than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked like a fun 7 out of 10 funny action movie, but it was way more than that and way funnier than I thought it was going to be. It's so funny.
So funny. Well, it's directed it's directed by the guy that I think directed Deadpool 2 and the first John Wick movie, which should tell you everything you need to know about it.
Didn't know about the John Wick thing, where that makes sense, but I did know the Deadpool 2 thing.
Well, I think the first John Wick
has much sense.
I think the first John Wick has 2 directors, and one of them is kind of uncredited, and this is that director.
Wow,
that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it is so funny, and dude, it's just way. I don't know. It was just like way not deeper in terms of like themes, but deeper in terms of story, I guess. And like everything was like threaded together like very well, and I was just like at the end I was like, whoa, like this is all coming together. It's all coming together, or whatever that Emperor's New Groove reference. But like dude, like it. I don't know. And the cameos, I just love this movie. I loved it.
It was just so much fun, so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
action's great.
Yeah.
Dude, Tangerine. Tangerine's the black guy, right?
I don't remember. I think
which
so.
One was which. The black twin, who was in Child's Play remake, whatever. He's does
also in Eternals, and he's in Joker.
Haven't seen Eternals. He's in Joker?
He's in Joker. He has one scene in Joker. He's one of
Is he the guy with like the files or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got it. That's right. Thank you.
Yep.
I really like him a lot, but
me too.
I thought he was British. But he's not. He does a great British accent in this movie. And I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was Quicksilver, I thought he was doing an accent because his accent sounded bad, but he's actually British, and that's really funny.
Yeah, right.
I loved it. I don't have a ton else to say, but it was a really great movie.
What's your number 8?
Number 8. Elvis.
Huh. Okay.
I just knew you were going to react that way.
Okay, go ahead.
Have we talked about it on the podcast?
I'm not sure.
Like you and I have talked about it.
Probably, but go ahead.
Yeah. I fuck you. I think that Austin Butler is great.
Agreed.
I didn't recognize him in the trailer. I was like, who is this guy playing Elvis? So I looked it up. I was like, holy shit, it's the Aliens in the Attic kid. Blew my mind. And you know, I don't think I had ever seen a Baz Luhrmann movie before. And so I didn't really have any expectations there in terms of direction.
Wait, you haven't seen The Great Gatsby?
No.
Oh, me neither.
Okay. Okay. I like Tom Hanks in it a lot. I thought I'm like a pretty neutral Elvis fan. Like I'm not a super fan, but I really like Elvis, and I have a lot of like Elvis on vinyl, and like I'm a like fairly big Elvis fan, but not a crazy person. So I didn't know a lot of the story points, and that was cool to see. There were a few things I didn't love, but I've seen it 3 times, and while the end drags a little, I still think it's a great movie.
Cool. I'm glad you could enjoy it.
Oh, another thing. I really like that Austin Butler did a lot of live singing in the movie. I love that. That was really cool.
Well, I'm glad that you could find some enjoyment in it. I am so happy for you that you...
That's so crazy that you didn't. What did you not... I remember you saying...
Dude... I didn't.
You got
even
halfway
finish
through
it.
and you were like, "Holy shit! Like, how am I not almost done with this?"
Yeah, I literally was like,
Yeah.
I felt like the movie was like wrapping up, and I looked at the how much longer, and it was like over an hour left, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, I just don't
That's
care
crazy.
anymore. Tom Hanks was driving me crazy in the movie. I hated him,
Yeah.
which is so weird to
A
say.
lot of people
'cause he's
said
like,
that.
yeah. And I don't know, just I guess I'm just not a fan of that director. That director's style, because I couldn't focus on a thing.
That makes a lot of sense, and I will not disagree with that. My biggest thing is that apparently he also did with The Great Gatsby, is integrating new music into a period piece. That makes zero fucking sense to me. Why am I hearing a Doja Cat, a TikTok artist's song in a movie about Elvis set in the 50s?
Yeah.
Hello? That makes zero. I hated that. Completely took me out of the movie. The editing was, I assume you mean you couldn't focus on a thing because of how insane the editing was.
Yeah, just how it felt like I was just going back and forth, and I was like, why can't you just stick to like just a timeline? I couldn't follow anything.
The editing was a little nuts, and again, apparently that's just a Baz Luhrmann thing, because like apparently Great Gatsby and Moulin Rouge are also like that in terms of editing, and I only think it works just because of how eccentric Elvis was and how crazy his life was. I don't think I could do it for any other kind of movie.
Yeah, probably not. I wasn't a fan. I was a little disappointed because everyone's telling me how good it was.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
What a bummer. It is. It's also very long, so that's 3-hour movies make or break. Go ahead with your number 7 though.
It is number 7. This will probably be higher on yours. I still loved it, and it is Barbarian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great movie. You were the one that influenced me to watch it, and I went in completely blind. I knew nothing.
Best way to do it.
I knew absolutely nothing about this movie, and holy shit, was it a surprise. The fact, literally, like, it is 100% the best way to watch that movie. Like, watching it, knowing nothing, oh my god, I'm so happy I did that, because, such a good horror movie. Such a good, like, oh man, loved it. I loved it.
Oh yeah. We'll cover it again when we hit it on my list for sure.
Definitely.
It's on my list. Number 7 for me. I don't know if you've seen this one. We haven't talked about it, but you might have seen it. We're number 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7 for me is The Menu. Have you seen it yet?
Nope, not yet. That's another one I haven't seen yet.
Ooh. It's have you seen Chef with Jon Favreau?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, it's like that and Joker had a baby. It's awesome.
Awesome
movie. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna give too much away, but it's these people, very rich people, different kinds of people, but all very rich, pay $12.50 a head, for this dinner experience, and then it ends up becoming a thriller, and it's awesome. It's mainly in one room, which I like those kinds of movies a lot. It's got and Anya Taylor-Joy, who we've talked about before, who we had to figure her name out.
Yeah.
It's got I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy who played Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes or whatever the fuck his name is.
Fiennes or whatever. And then it also has like
whatever.
Beast. What's his name?
Yeah.
Nicholas
Young Beast.
Yeah. What is it? Nicholas something? Hamilton.
Couldn't tell you. Oh, and then the guy. I'm trying to think of a movie you would have seen him in. Anyway, guy who's in Chef as well, and a few other people, but I didn't recognize most of the actors, but it surprised me a lot. It was I gave it a 9 out of 10. It's a great movie. You should watch it.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, I will definitely check it out.
It's really great. All right, what's your 6, baby?
Such a great. My number 6 is such a great movie. Loved it so much. Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen this movie, you're a fucking loser, and it's The Fabelmans.
I was expecting a like a Minions Rise of Gru bit there for a second.
No, I haven't seen that, and I don't care to.
Honorable mention. It's not bad. It's fun. I gave it an 8 for what it is. It's good.
I honestly, the first Despicable Me was great. Everyone after that, I didn't care.
I agree.
But...
I would agree. I think I haven't seen the third Despicable Me. I think I like the first Minions movie, but like not enough. I don't care enough to rewatch any of them except for the first one.
I saw the first Despicable Me and I loved it, and I didn't like the second one, and I did not like the first Minions movie, so I just didn't care about Despicable Me 3, didn't care about Minions 2. I just don't care. But the Fablemans, on the other hand.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what we're talking about.
You and I both love Spielberg so much. So much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That man.
What are you doing?
That man crafted my childhood. And
he has crafted generations and generations worth of childhoods, Yeah.
Yeah. And literally, like, God. I had not seen a trailer for this movie. All I knew was that it was a Spielberg directed movie about his childhood. I'm like, that's all I need to know right there. That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
and
I haven't.
I'm in.
I've seen like a few like stills, but I haven't seen the trailer. So I'm probably just gonna buy it when it comes out physically because I love him and I'm sure I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
So
my only literally the only gripe, which is a small gripe, but it does have to do with a lot of the movie, but it's a personal thing. Like I feel because I feel like I'm the only one that thinks this. I forgot her name for some reason. I can't think of her name, but the mom.
How do you hate this woman and not know her name?
Because I hate her. Everything she's in, I don't think she's a good actress. I don't think she's good. And everyone's saying like, oh my gosh, she's going to win the Oscar this year. And I'm like, did we watch the same movie?
Did you like her in Greatest Showman?
I haven't seen Greatest Showman.
Really?
I know, that's another, like, it's so weird because I talk about how much I'm a theater kid and how much I love musicals, and that's another one that for some reason, I just kind of forgot about. Like, I was like, oh yeah, Greatest Showman.
You're a terrible theater kid.
Hey, I haven't been to play in like 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so you haven't been in a play in 2 or 3 years. You haven't seen The Greatest Showman. You don't have sex with men. What about you is the theater kid?
How do you know?
Sorry. On to number 6. Just kidding. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, because you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to go into any more detail. I loved it.
That's fair. Do you think when I watch it, we'll do a deep dive on it? Do you think it's a movie to do a deep dive on?
Maybe. I don't know about a deep dive. I don't know about a deep dive, but like just dedicating an episode to that movie and just talking about our personal thoughts on the movie and not really like a deep dive on the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But go ahead with your number 6.
Number 6 for me is X.
And I haven't seen it.
I
haven't seen it.
I waited a while to see it. I waited until like maybe a month ago to watch it, maybe a little more. I was very, very hesitant to watch this. I'm growing to like A24 more, but overall A24 disappoints me occasionally, like more than
so crazy.
More often than not. I know. I don't know why. It's just like everyone's like, "Oh my god, A24, it's like so quirky." And I'm like, okay, it's just weird to be weird for a lot of this stuff, and I just don't, I'm not into it. But they're growing on me because they've done a lot of good stuff this year. But X was a surprise for me. It was, it's paying homage to a lot of 70s slashers, and I loved every bit of it. I gave it a 9. I haven't seen Pearl yet, but now there's Maxine, which is coming out, so it's gonna be a trilogy, which is just insane.
I need to make sure that I watch X and Pearl before Maxine comes out.
Yeah, and it's crazy that we got both X and Pearl this year. Like, that's nuts.
I know. That was, like, I remember seeing, like, the trailers for Pearl, and I thought it was X.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it was two different movies, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Apparently, I believe her name is Mia Goth, who is essentially like Jenna Ortega, but like a little like a kind of different. And so apparently they were shooting X, and the director was like, "You want to go do this other thing?" And she was like, "Okay." And then they did Pearl, apparently. So I don't want to say too much because you haven't seen it, but I honestly think we could do an entire episode on it if you like it, because it's really great. It's awesome.
Okay, sounds good.
What's your number 5?
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did not make my list.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it to, but I have been waiting for this movie since 2009, and I was not disappointed.
I have too. I wouldn't say I was. I would say I was disappointed, not because I've waited so long, but just because since it had come out, every single person, I did not see one person who didn't say this was like, it's even better than the first one. I was like, holy shit, I love the first one. That's exciting. And again, I've only seen it once. A second viewing may change my mind, but I think it was just, we talked about it in the last one, but a short way of how I feel about it is visual VFX over story is what it felt like for a good chunk of it. And that it's still an incredible experience visually. It's just I didn't care for a lot of the story, and that's it. But a second viewing may change that, so we'll see.
I did say this in the last episode. It is a world building movie, and I love world building movies, so that's why I loved it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not, it's not. I wouldn't say it's slow. It's just there were just a few times where I was like, okay, we could speed this up a little bit. We could have cut that. We could have cut this. I get it. If I spent 13 years on a movie and, all of this visual accomplishment stuff, I would want to show it off as well. Just as a viewer, it's like, okay, I didn't need a minute and a half of wide shots of Pandora before this scene, and after, but overall, I still really liked it. I give it a 7. It'll probably be bumped up to an 8 the second time I watch it.
Nice. What's your number 5?
I put it in the middle because I have seen it once, and it was when it came out. I loved it, but I don't remember how much. But according to Letterboxd, I gave it a 9 out of 10 or 4.5 out of 5. It is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Right. The one that I have not seen that I am going to watch.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it. It could be higher, it could be lower. I don't remember. I just remember really liking it. But most of these I have seen more than once and or more recently. And so it was hard. So I threw it in the middle because I knew it was definitely in the top 10. A24 movie, Yep. 2 A24 movies made my list this year. That's crazy. But yeah, it's, I don't want to say too much. You haven't seen it, but I loved it. It's visually fantastic. The story is great. There are a lot of fantastic themes that follow through. The acting is great. The writing is great. Overall, fantastic movie. We'll probably definitely dedicate an episode to it. I think you're really going to love it.
Cool. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah. What's your number 4?
All right. Number 4. These are getting to the movies that I was like over the moon about this year. Like I was like, yes, this movie was fucking awesome. I loved it. Number 4 is Prey.
I didn't see it.
I know you haven't seen it because you haven't seen the first one. You haven't seen Predator either, have you?
I will tell you this. I started it a couple months ago. I bought it on Blu-ray like a year or two ago for Black Friday. It was $5, so I was like, I'll never see it. I'll grab it. And it was just one of those days where things kept getting in the way, and I kept having to pause it every 5 minutes, and at that point I just wasn't interested anymore. So I'm gonna restart it at some point, but I've seen the first half a couple times now. So
okay, I'll tell you this. It is an 80s macho movie.
Sure.
100%. It is an 80s manly, masculine, macho movie. So, do with that information what you will. I love the first one. I love it so much. I totally acknowledge the fact that it is total cheese. And I get it.
Yeah.
But I watched this movie when I was 8 for the first time. And for some reason, I don't know why I watched it when I was 8. My kids are definitely not going to watch it when they're 8. They're definitely going to be older when they watch it. But like ever since then, I've always loved the first one. And the sequels have really just not lived up to the first one in any way. And then we get, Predator 5, Prey, a movie that it's a prequel. It takes place in Native America. And I'm like, you know what? That is exactly what you need to do with this franchise. Something different, something new, something we haven't seen before. Rather than taking it in the future, they took it in the past. And I was like, I'm so down for this. And holy shit.
We need more of that, baby. We need more of that shit.
Did it not disappoint in any way? I loved every second of it. Like,
all right.
Like my inner... I almost said my inner Predator fan, but I was like, that sounds really...
My inner pedophile came out while I was watching Prey. I cannot wait to hunt my prey later. God, dude.
Shut the fuck up. No, that's not what I meant. I was just going to say that, like, it was another movie where my inner childhood was, like, jumping for joy. Like, this is awesome. I feel like I'm watching, like, this is not better than the first, but, like, the best one since the first.
To any of our listeners who haven't seen either, and to me, if I saw the first one, could I just go ahead and watch Prey?
Yes, you don't need to watch any of the sequels. Cool. I would recommend that you watch 2 and 3. You don't need to watch the 4th one. I like 2 and 3. I liked them. They're just not nearly as good as Predator or Prey, but they're still good. They're still enjoyable. The 4th Predator you can totally skip. It's a shit show of a movie. But definitely watch the first and definitely watch Prey. And then if you enjoyed them enough and you want to know more about the Predators, then yeah, watch Predator 2 and 3.
Cool. All right. I love that for you. I wish I had that kind of experience, but I haven't seen it. But I will watch it at some point. My number 4
is
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Wow, really?
I was expecting you to like have an aneurysm.
I'm not even like, no, because I'm just, I don't believe you.
I swear to God. I swear to God. It's honestly, okay, here's the thing. Why didn't you like it? That's what I'm curious. Like a lot of people were upset because it wasn't this cameo-filled crap fest. But I know that's not why you didn't like it. So I would like to know why you didn't like it.
Well, it's not... Okay. Could I, was I disappointed with the lack of cameos? Sure. Because that's what I thought the movie was straight up going to be. The movie has multiverse in the name. But also, just the fact that, I would have been fine if we didn't get cameos and we still just saw all these dimensions. That would have been awesome. That is not the movie we got. I don't know why it's called Multiverse of Madness. And it's not even it's not even a, oh, well, if the title was different and if the trailers were different, would you have liked it? Probably not. No, because I was not a fan. I liked seeing Wanda as a villain. I did not like her motives. It made me feel like they were unintentionally making motherhood like a villain. And it didn't sit right with me. I didn't like it.
Interesting.
I also,
interesting.
I didn't care for the end fight with the music. I know in the last episode, I think you were saying that was like Sam Raimi's love letter to Danny Elfman, which now, I can see that, but it didn't work for me. I thought it was really fucking stupid.
You know,
And
this guy that I work with that I went to see it said the same thing, or went to see it with said the same thing. I'm super back and forth on that, but we'll get there. You're the first person I've heard say they didn't like Wanda's motives, and that's interesting to me because I haven't read it yet. But isn't it like pretty ripped out of House of M? Isn't that what happens with her?
I haven't read House of M either.
Okay.
But I loved WandaVision.
Okay. I didn't. I thought it was fine. I think I really loved the idea of WandaVision. I just didn't like the execution. But fair. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, I don't know. Multiverse of Madness was just such a breath of fresh air for me.
Okay.
In terms of the MCU and also in comic book films in general, it felt different than what we have gotten in a long time. And you know, I don't know if I would say I'm biased, but I love Sam Raimi. So the fact that this was like the most Sam Raimi thing in the world, like, helps that I like it so much because it's way more style driven than a lot of the MCU, I would say. This is one of the only MCU movies, in my opinion, that feels like a director made it, not that it was like directed by Kevin Feige. Yeah.
Right.
Which I really loved. The score stood out to me more than any other MCU score, to be honest. Like there are one or two others. Yeah, because most of the MCU scores, again, feel like AI scores, to be honest. Like they're there and there's nothing, which is fine. It's not a complaint. It's just, it's, you know, Danny Elfman scored Age of Ultron. You could not tell. I could play that for you and you'd be like,
that's funny because I recently found out that he scored Age of Ultron, and I was like, why did I not know that?
You can't tell. It doesn't sound like Danny Elfman.
Yeah. And
so he really got to shine through this movie. And I think this is one of those, all right, Disney is going to give the director some creative freedom and see what happens instead of you're going to do this. You're just there to babysit and make sure it goes well, essentially. Yeah. And yeah, I love the style. I thought it was shot. I like the way it looked. I do understand the complaint of we didn't get to see enough universes. I completely get that. We got that one shot of them, bam, 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 going through all those, which was sick. But I agree. I would have liked to spend more time with that. I do think the title was a little misleading, but you know, I think what was more misleading is when Patrick Stewart was in the trailer, which was a big mistake. That would have been such a great fucking reveal in the movie.
Yeah.
Huge mistake putting it in the trailer. But when then Marvel came out and said that doesn't even scratch the barrel of cameos in this movie, then everybody was like, holy shit, Hugh Jackman, Tobey Maguire, whatever. Wesley Snipes, and I didn't believe any of that shit. I was like, I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. And so I went in with pretty reasonable expectations. Loved it. This is the first time I've ever thought Wanda was interesting, ever in the MCU. And the cameos were awesome that we got. I do think, like, I didn't watch Inhumans, so Black Bolt I didn't give a fuck about, and I didn't really care about the Captain Marvel's friend Miranda, whatever her name was, being Captain Marvel. Like
Monica
that was just
Rambeau.
Like another like, oh yeah, Rambo is dude. Oh man, you should put a mask on Balboa and put Monica Rambeau.
Anyways,
he's Rambo, right? Is this
yes? But you keep keep saying Balboa. You keep saying Balboa. His name is Sylvester Stallone. Balboa is a character.
You're right. You know, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. And anyway, bad joke. Overall, terrible thing I said. But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we got to see John Krasinski as Mr.
Cool.
Fantastic, which was cool. I'm glad he's not the Mr. Fantastic, but it was cool to see. Oh dude, the little moment of Patrick Stewart rolling out in his little, his little chair, and then the little motif from the original X-Men 97 series theme played.
That was cool.
Just for 1 second, dude, I loved that. I was like almost in tears. And there are some other things that I didn't love, like the whole, the fight scene between them I thought was great, but you could tell that they were not shooting that scene at the same time or on the same set on the same day. It was just very obvious. So overall, I loved it. I'll shut up about it now, but I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. As an MCU movie, of course. And, it's not the same 9 out of 10 as Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a different movie,
Okay.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once did the multiverse thing better. Just to put that out there.
Oh, I believe that.
With a smaller budget. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I need to shut up. What's your number 3?
Nope.
Okay.
Recently rewatched it because I got it on 4K for Christmas. So I recently rewatched it. We watched it as a whole family, and it was funny because it was yes, it looks great. It's funny because it was originally just going to be me and my little sister watching it because my little sister also loves horror, but my older sister hates horror. And so it was originally just going to be me and my little sister watching it because she hadn't seen it. And I was like, great, let's watch it. This is going to be awesome. And then next thing you know, my brother-in-law is coming up and he's like, hey, I'm going to watch it with you guys. And I was like, nice. And then my sister comes up and she's like, all right, I don't want FOMO, or I'm feeling FOMO right now. And so, which for those of you who don't know, FOMO, fear of missing out. So she sat down and watched it with us.
It's not short for FOMO-sexual, huh?
Anyways,
back to Die Hard.
Back to Die Hard. And then my brother-in-law's parents came up. And next thing I know, like everyone is watching Nope. And it was like just a family movie night. And I just remember
That's awesome.
I'm sitting there watching, and this was literally a couple nights ago. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I literally shed a tear because I was like, this is what life is all about. Watching a great fucking movie with your family. And it's like, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, when I saw this in the theater, it's the movie that reminded me why I love movies so much. Because it was something new.
Yeah.
It was something we hadn't seen before. The twist that the UFO was the animal. I was like, what the fuck? I love that.
Yeah.
And all like
that hit me pretty hard this time. I watched it 2 days ago, probably the day after you watched it. That really kind of hit me this watch. I was like, oh, that's cooler than I remember it being. So yeah. I really like that.
Yeah, and it's like don't watch it. Don't go in. I mean, I understand it is an alien movie. It's a UFO movie. Don't watch it as a UFO alien movie. Watch it as a shark movie. Watch it like you would watch Jaws.
Yeah.
It's essentially Jaws in the sky, and I loved it. And it's crazy that you were saying that you just didn't really bond with these characters, because I loved them. OJ,
no.
Angel, I love them.
I should rephrase it. I really liked all of the characters. I really liked them. It just their progression as characters felt a little underdeveloped, I guess, for me. M and OJ, they weren't that close in the beginning of the movie. Like, they obviously had their issues. They haven't seen each other super often, and I just felt like, I'm trying to think of a way to say this. Angel was great, by the way. Loved him. And if you haven't seen the video of him, of Jordan Peele telling him he got the role, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yes, it is. It is awesome. It is so awesome.
And that's a sweet video. But yeah, I just felt like, even though I'm with these characters for 98% of this movie, I just feel like I not spent more time with them, but I feel like there could have been a few a few different scenes here and there where the growth and progression and development was there more, if that makes sense.
I kind of I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and not that it's a complaint. Like, I would never be like, oh, I don't care about these characters. Obviously, I do.
Right.
It just that may have bumped it up for me if I had gotten more of that. And also, the end was just a little underwhelming to me. Just like the thing blowing up, I was like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
It was cool. It was really cool, but compared to
respectfully
the endings. Go ahead. Sorry, we're delayed. Go ahead.
I respectfully disagree, but continue.
And that's what this is all about. That's what it'd be a boring podcast if you and I agreed about everything.
Yeah.
I just think because Jordan Peele also has a lot to live up to. His first two movies I love, and so this is a very solid entry in his filmography or whatever. It just
real quick
the ending.
How would you rank his three movies? Just real quick, just 1, 2, 3.
Dude, I have. It's so hard because it depends on the day. Because they're
just fucking rank them 1, 2, 3
movies. Us is number one for me for sure.
Okay.
It's probably Us, Get Out, Nope. I think.
Okay, I would say Get Out, Nope, and Us, but I still love Us. Still love it.
Yeah. Us is most people's least favorite, and I kind of get why. It's a little more traditional in terms of the horror than the other two, I would say.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I guess, didn't like how explained it was towards the end. And I would say the opposite for this movie, honestly. I could have used a little more of an explanation. Just like a little. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as I've watched it multiple times, I've looked at it differently. Like the shoe standing up when Gordy freaked the fuck out. I always thought that was because of the UFO thing. I don't know why. No. I just kind of assumed, but it's a bad miracle. And
it's a bad miracle.
I put two and two. I put 2 and 2 together this watch. The Gordy thing doesn't. The Gordy thing is so scary to me, and I love it. But every time I watch it, was like, why is this here? Like, what is this? Not that I had an issue with it. It's just like, where does this tie into the overall story? And it just kind of like, I understand that I understand that his character was the kid. I get it. Not like, why are we looking at this? But just like, this isn't. It didn't affect the overall story. Like, Steven Yeun's character could have not had that background, and the movie would not be that different for me, if that makes sense.
I don't think you fully understood the movie.
No, okay, no, I do now. No, like, I get it now. Like, after my third watch, I just I didn't the first time. I didn't. It's a lot of subtle symbolism and thematic stuff that
the movie. I mean, they only say it. They only say it 40 times in the movie, but the movie is about spectacles.
Yeah.
You know, and how everyone, like 4th of July, for example, you go to, you're celebrating 4th of July and you're looking at the fireworks, and you're always going to have those people recording the fireworks on their phone rather than being in the moment and watching the fireworks.
Yep.
It's like that. It's like how people, when they witness a spectacle, they'd rather capture it rather than living in the moment and appreciating it and being aware of what's going on. I'm not going to go any further because we can do an entire episode on this movie.
And we should, because you're giving me some insight right now.
Yeah.
You're absolutely giving me some insight, because I think every Jordan Peele movie, there is stuff to Google, and this one I think has the most, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, but yeah, let's get to, we'll do an episode for sure.
Okay.
Sorry,
Your
guys.
number 3.
My number 3 is Barbarian, baby. Love Barbarian.
Great fucking movie.
You've seen it once, right?
No, I've seen it twice.
Oh, that's right, because you showed your friends, and it held up on a second watch, even though you knew what was going on.
Absolutely,
that was my biggest worry. My biggest worry.
Yeah.
That was my biggest worry because I was like, well, now that it's not surprising and weird and shocking, am I still gonna like it? And I liked it even more the second time. I was like, holy shit, this is so
because it's so fun,
good and funny. It's funny
Yeah.
and it's scary. It's fucking scary sometimes. It is stressful as fuck, this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And then it's not. And then it's hilarious. And then it's heartwarming. And then it's confusing. And then there's tits flying in the air. And it's just like, what's happening? Yeah, dude. Oh, gosh, I love this movie. There are rumors it's getting a physical release, and I will cry. I'll fucking love
I will
Barbarian.
100% buy it on 4K if it gets a physical. 100%.
Oh,
I loved it.
yes, dude.
Yeah.
It was original, and there are a lot of
Yes.
people say there are no original movies anymore, which I understand if you're like, I don't want to say this, I'm gonna sound douchey, but like more of a casual movie watcher, because you go to
Mhm.
see the Marvel movies and the Avatars and the Die Hard remakes or whatever. So yes, in that sense
Right.
there aren't, but there is a lot of stuff that nobody talks about. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Bullet Train, like The Menu, like there is a lot of original stuff coming out, and Barbarian is original and it's fresh and it's phenomenal. I love
And
Barbarian.
I don't know if we talked about this in the last episode, but one thing I definitely talked to you about it.
Okay.
It follows that trope of comedians directing horror movies.
Yes.
Because
remind me of who it was, please.
okay, well, so I want to start out with obviously Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, one of the funniest shows ever, fucking ever.
Yeah.
Is the director of 3 of the greatest horror movies of this generation. Get Out, Us, and Nope. Obviously, we were just talking about them.
Yeah.
And then you have John Krasinski, who's known as Jim from The Office. Again,
Yes,
one of the funniest,
Yes.
one of the funniest shows ever made. And he's
Yeah.
directing A Quiet Place 1 and 2. Again, 2 of the best horror movies of this generation. And then the guy, I don't know his name, but the guy from the TV show The Whitest Kids You Know, which, if you have never
Zach
heard of that,
Kreger.
yes,
is
that
his
does
name.
sound familiar. Look up on YouTube for our listeners, Whitest Kids You Know. Look up Whitest Kids You Know, Abraham Lincoln. And that
great.
skit
Yeah.
had me, that skit had me rolling. And he plays Abraham Lincoln. And there's plenty of other skits. It's just I only feel comfortable saying the Abraham Lincoln one because it's like early 2000s humor. So that it's like
Sure.
there's no boundaries.
Of course. And honestly,
Yeah.
we could do an entire episode on that. This is a little out of left field. I saw a video of, I don't know the actor's name. I'm terrible with names. He played, I believe, Kumar in Harold and Kumar.
Okay.
He was also in Smile. He was like the boss in Smile.
I still haven't seen that.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I thought you had. I'm sorry.
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Harold and Kumar, is Kumar the Indian guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
I know
so
who you're
he's
talking
the-
about.
Yes, not the one that was in Star Trek, but the other guy.
Right.
He,
Yes.
first of all, is gay. Did not know that. And
I knew
so
that.
there was an interview. I saw an interview on TikTok, and they were saying, as a gay man, how did you feel making these jokes 20 years ago? And then I was like, well, that's a fascinating question. And then he was talking about how interesting it is to watch, especially comedy from 10, 15 years ago, from the 2022 eyes, essentially. And how drastic, this drastic change of, political correctness and this and this and this. And, do you agree with this? And how, you shouldn't get rid of that. You should just acknowledge it, and then you can, just evolve, and so he was actually talking about that. I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, he was in, I don't think he directed it, but he was a comedy guy, and then he was in a horror movie. So there's something there that you're talking about. And I forgot about John Krasinski, so that was a great thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up that skit. Broen showed it to me. It's really funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. Okay, so number 2.
What's your number 2?
All right, number 2. So okay, I will say that my 1 and 2 were kind of a toss up for me, but I do think I do think I like my number 1 just a little bit more than my number 2, just a little bit more.
I think you and I have the same number 1 and number 2. I'm
we definitely
like
do.
99.9%.
No, we 100% do. I just don't know. We probably have the same number 2. We're gonna say it. We're gonna wait. I can't even say that because we're gonna have a delayed thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2 is Top Gun Maverick.
Morbius. Oh.
Is
yeah,
that
same?
Yep. Okay, so I already know what our number 1 is, but okay, Top Gun.
Yep.
Top Gun. We'll talk about Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
So you
immediate.
are not you're not a fan of the first one, right? You said you were a huge fan of the first one.
I don't think it's bad. I don't dislike it. I just think it's, the movie is very okay. Very fine. The story's fine.
It's very 80s.
Yeah, and it's not the good part of the 80s. It's not Back to the Future. It's
Right.
it's the it's the it's like the are they going to fight? Are they going to kiss? Like that stupid shit. And then planes. And yeah, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I pretty neutral about it. I'd be okay never watching it again, but if I had to, I wouldn't be upset. But this one, fuck.
I've seen the first one a handful of times, and my dad was in the Navy, and so of course I grew up with this movie, and it's always just kind of been there. It's always like, yeah, Top Gun's a great movie, and I, in all honesty, did not care for this one. When it was first announced and when the trailers were coming out, I didn't care for it. I thought it was.
I thought you meant like after watching it. I was like, what? I understand what you're saying.
No. Before the movie came out, I didn't care. I thought it was in the sense of like Avatar, where it's like, why? I don't really care anymore. Like the first Top Gun is great. Why are we getting a sequel?
I hadn't seen the first one. I literally only watched it to watch Top Gun Maverick.
Gotcha.
And I had zero interest in Top Gun Maverick until I saw Multiverse of Madness, and they showed like a teaser clip of them dogfighting
training,
or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was
and,
like, fuck,
and
that looks really good.
And that was the best part of my theater experience with Multiverse of Madness. Yep.
Okay.
And that, you know
okay.
what? And you know what?
Whatever.
That was probably what kind of sold it for me too, is watching that clip, and I was like, okay, this does look pretty fucking good. And then
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Oh,
and then God, fuck, man, that movie. Oh my God, was it incredible? Holy shit, was it incredible? And people, someone pointed out that the ending is literally just the ending to A New Hope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. It's
honestly
still
the
good.
whole most of the movie is Star Wars. Like they have the scene where he's explaining what's gonna happen in the classroom to everybody. It's like, yeah, that's I know that scene. Where's the orange jumpsuit?
Right.
Yeah, dude. This I've seen it now 4 times. I saw it twice in theaters, and I've seen it twice at home. Because Brianna hadn't seen it, and I was like, you have to see this if you're gonna talk about it on the podcast. Because she watched the first one with me for the first time, and she loved the first one. I was like, really? All right. Then if you like the first one, you're gonna fucking love this movie. If you don't like the first one, you're gonna fucking love this movie. This movie,
seriously,
is awesome. And of course, she loved it. 5 out of 5. Oh my God, this movie is so fucking good.
And you know that it's really good because I'm talking this high up about it, and I've still only seen it once.
Oh really? You only seen it once?
Yeah. Because you sent it to me, and so I'm waiting. Like I'm checking the mail every single day to see if it's arrived. Because I'm like, the day that I get it, I'm ripping that box open and watching it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Dude.
Yeah.
And okay, did you hear about the Star Wars movie Rogue Squadron that was announced?
No.
Okay, so basically they announced Rogue Squadron. It was supposedly going to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman and then Wonder Woman 84. And it was going to be an X-Wing movie. It was going to be like Top Gun, but X-Wings. Star Wars.
That sounds cool.
And
that sounds fucking cool.
Right? But it got shelved because Wonder Woman 84 came out and it was dog shit. And so Disney didn't really want to work with Patty anymore. And I'm like, get the fucking director and cinematographer from Top Gun Maverick to make this movie, and you're guaranteed to have one of the best movies of the year.
Dude. Oh, yes.
Oh my, just getting the cinematographer alone, you're guaranteed to have a phenomenal movie. Because honestly, I understand that X-Wings are fictional ships, but do what they did in Top Gun and then just add an X-Wing over it. So we're still getting those realistic looks and stuff. Oh man, I would
it'd be
kill
cool
for an
to
X-Wing
see
type movie.
Because Top Gun looks so good because a lot of the plane flying is real. So if they mocapped Tom Cruise flying a plane and then threw an X-Wing on top of it, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine mocapping a fucking airplane. That would be so cool.
It's just. Yeah, the cinematography for this movie was amazing. Miles Teller was stellar.
Sexy as fuck in this movie, dude.
And I have to...
Do you remember on TikTok when he was that maybe even 1 second clip was looping of him dancing on the beach shirtless?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I have never questioned my sexuality more in my entire life.
I have to admit, I definitely fell into I definitely had a mustache. I shaved and kept the mustache for a good minute when that movie came out.
Wow.
And I wore it so proudly.
Begging for a penis in your mouth, huh? Yeah, dude, we'll do an entire episode on this movie. I'm sure you and I could talk about it for hours. It from start to finish is fantastic. And you know what? There are a few cliches, but it works, dude. This movie works from start to finish. Every beat, dude. The characters are great. Yeah. Tom Cruise is likable. I've watched it 4 times this year, and I haven't gotten tired of it. I could watch it again today. It's fucking awesome.
I'm so excited to give it a rewatch. And then... Okay, so we have one left, right? Or do you have anything else to say about it?
No, because I'm sure anyone listening to this has seen it and probably loves it. So we'll just go ahead and go to number 1 since we'll do an episode on that one.
Okay, so
we're definitely gonna do an episode on our number 1.
I was about to say we definitely have the same number 1. So let's not talk too much about it because we will definitely have another 2.5 hour episode. Also,
oh yeah, we're like an hour and a half in right now, so it'd be 3 hours long.
Also, the fact that we always say whenever we talk about a movie, we always say we'll definitely dedicate an episode to it. We need to start doing that shit. We need to start we need to go back to we need to listen to all of our previous episodes and write down all the movies that we say we're gonna dedicate an episode to.
No, I think it's funny you're not doing it. I think it's so. We should just end the podcast, dude. That'd be so good. We'll do an episode on this. Gosh. Yeah. All right. You ready? Talk about number 1.
Yep. The Batman.
The Batman. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And that I will say this. That was. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
God
damn it! I hate the delay. I'm pissed. I am fucking upset about this movie because the score was not even nominated for an Oscar. It was not even nominated for best.
Wait a minute. Are the Oscars out?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Maybe it was a different award. I don't know. It was not in the I forgot what it's called. In the
Golden
potentially
Globes?
Getting nominated. Something like that. It wasn't even on the potential list, which just infuriates me because one, it's probably because it's a comic book movie. Oh my god, yeah. It's a comic book movie, so it's probably going to be overlooked. And Michael Giacchino has been on a fucking roll. Okay?
Yes.
Spider-Man No Way Home. The Batman. What else did he do? He's done
a lot of Pixar movies.
He's done a lot of Pixar movies.
Oh yeah.
Like he's done
incredible.
he's done
one of
like
my
the most
favorites.
iconic. He's done the most iconic Pixar theme songs like The Incredibles, Ratatouille,
Up.
Up. Yeah.
Up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's done
he's incredible.
the entire MCU Spider-Man trilogy, which I really like those scores a lot.
Oh yeah.
He is just, I really really like him. But this is some of his best work, and I saw a lot of comments saying it's because it's just that one part over and over again. I'm like, no, it's a 3-hour movie. There is so much to this score. And there's so much thought put into the score. And the fact that he wrote Batman's theme before they shot the fucking movie
seriously
is so cool. And that Matt Reeves cried the first time he heard it. I did too. Oh,
dude. So you know how they released the score before the movie came out? Like they released the theme.
They released a couple pieces. Yeah, they did Riddler, Catwoman, and the Batman.
I didn't listen to it because I was like, I want to go into this movie and experience the music with the movie.
Me too. That's exactly how I am. I mean, I heard the music in the trailer, the big hits.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh my god! And the integration of that with Something in the Way by Nirvana, which is incredibly overplayed and overrated at this point in time, but it is so cool. Oh my! We could talk about just the score for 2 hours, but anyway,
Seriously.
The movie itself is just.
Okay, we can't.
Incredible.
In all honesty, I don't want to say like anything because I want to dedicate an episode and I don't want to repeat myself in the episode.
Fair enough. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's my favorite movie of the year. It's great.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
It's awesome.
It's
yeah. Ugh. Anyway, I'm getting overwhelmed just thinking. I'm gonna watch this movie tonight. But yeah,
that was another one.
Wait,
that was another. So like I said, I got Nope on 4K for Christmas. I also got the Batman the Batman 4K Steelbook, and it's gorgeous because the second one, the one of him in the Batmobile, which is so much better. And it's funny because I wasn't expecting to get that. I was only expecting to get Nope because that's what I specifically asked for. And then because I knew just eventually I was going to get the Batman. I just knew that that was going to be something that I was going to buy. And then, come Christmas time, I still don't have it. I'm opening up my gift and I pull out both the movies were wrapped up in a bag. And so I'm opening it up and I pull out Nope and I'm like, fuck yeah. It's exactly what I asked for. Hell yeah. Thank you. And then I reach to the bottom and I feel the cold metal. And I'm like, no. No. And I pulled it out and I literally
like a machete. You just pull out this giant knife. You're just like, holy shit.
No, dude, I literally I had the biggest reaction out of my entire family with opening up a present. Like as soon as I pulled out the Batman on Steelbook, I was like, no fucking way.
I haven't watched it at home yet, but I heard it looks fantastic on 4K. So I'm very excited to rewatch it.
I didn't have time to watch the whole movie, but I fast forward to the Penguin Batmobile chase scene, and I was like, oh my god.
I love that movie. Okay?
Yes.
I love that movie.
That movie reminded me why Batman is my favorite superhero. People always shit on Batman fans, and then this movie comes out and it's like, I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was trick or treating with my cousin this year. I took him out trick or treating. I was Spock, like I was on our episode, and I saw this.
Oh, right.
My mom and my aunt and uncle were there, and we took my cousin and we were all out there with him trick or treating, and my mom saw this kid. She was like, that kid's just wearing a jacket and some fucking shit on his face. Like, who is that? And I looked over and I was like, it's him. He's Batman. She was like, Batman? How is he Batman? And I went over to him. I was like, I love your costume. He was like, you're the first one that noticed. I was like, yes, dude. It was awesome.
That's
it was a great interaction.
So funny.
That's so funny because I went to a Halloween party and my friend was on his way there and he's texting me and he's like, "Did you dress up?" And I was like, "Of course I dressed up. I dressed up as Marty McFly." And I was like, "Of course I dressed up." And he's like, I was like, "Did you dress up?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I dressed up." And I was like, "What'd you dress up as?" And he's like, "You'll know." And then he was wearing that. He was wearing that. He had the jacket, the hood, the mask, and the baseball hat. And I was like, I love it, dude. That is amazing.
Dude, gosh, we gotta stop. I'm gonna keep talking about this.
Yes, we have to stop. We have to stop.
We're gonna end the episode here. We have a lot coming up for you. We have a lot coming up next year. We have the next few episodes planned out. We're gonna have another guest soon. And yeah, I hope you liked our lists. We hope you had a great holiday, and we hope you have a happy New Year. Broen, do you have anything else to say?
Nope. Love you. Bye.
If you would like to follow us on social media, you absolutely should. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Parker McNerney. You can find Broen on TikTok and Instagram at Broen the Movie Maker. And you can find our podcast on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Our Instagram is Flix Capacitor Pod. Our TikTok is Flickapp Podcast, FLICAP Podcast. And our YouTube is the Flix Capacitor Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.